100,000 and counting on this wannabe tour bus. Fill it up and let it spin, gotta holler over that engine, Better find me a nice spot to shut it down and sleep in the back. 1,000 miles in a shot, I'd say that earns me a shot in a glass. And I ain't seen it all, but I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life is letting that go. Living in the now, easy said than done, when you're burning hotter than the sun. Coming up on city lights, it's night time again for the world. I'm chasing the curvature of the earth, I'd rather be tracing the curves on my girl. I got nothing but time to dwell on all I've done. Battles won and lost, but the war rages on. And I ain't seen it all, but I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life is letting that go. Living in the now, easier said than done, when you're burning hotter than the sun. Choice to slow down. Everyone wants everything now. Yeah, this fire can burn out, or burn it all to the ground. Hell, maybe there's a way. I avoid the early grave. Have I got time yet to change? Time to save what's left to save. I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life is letting that go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I ain't seen it all, but I've seen more than most. Hardest part of this life, letting that go. Living in the now, easier said than done, when you're burning hotter than the sun. Hotter than the sun. Hotter than the sun. When you're burning hotter than the sun. What's going on, everybody? My name is Cousin Curtis. Happy to be here at Big Sky Bonus Tracks. And beside me is this incredible individual, Mr. Harrison B.
Hey, guys. How's it going? I'm Harrison B. Here with Cousin Curtis.
Hey.
We're having a great time. I've got 5 coffees in me, and that's just the lifeblood of this operation. That's how it goes.
Fact. So we met. We have ties to Alaska, and that's kind of where this all starts. My first introduction to Harrison B., he was putting on a CD release show in Juneau, Alaska. I was living there at the time, and a mutual friend of ours hit me up, and he was like, hey, you got to go check out Harrison B. He's absolutely incredible. And I said, sure. I love going to see live music, so I went and saw a show, and song 1, halfway through it confirmed it, and by the end of the show, I was like, I want to be friends with this guy. And I think I was really not eloquent in the way that I put that, because I think after the show, I went up to him and said, hi, my name's Curtis, and I want to be friends. And he was like, cool, man. And then went to the after party later and said hi again. And then time kind of passed, but we relinked both in Alaska and in Colorado. And here we are years later.
Yeah. I met Cousin Curtis in Juneau, Alaska. I was passing through town playing a show up there, and he was doing a lot of cool shows that I'd heard about from a lot of friends in town there. And shortly after meeting him, he set out to do, the continental U.S. He started touring, and so we started swapping, email dates on this venue, that venue. And then fast forward a year or two, he started booking pretty heavily at Garano Ranch there at Telluride Ski Resort. He asked me if I wanted to come up for 10 shows in 14 days halfway up the mountain. So we did that, and then after that just kind of realized we both kind of operate on the same speed. We're prepared to go wherever we got to go to get the gig done, and it's been a lot of fun to just link up and tackle this thing together the last couple of years.
Yeah, a few times a year we've been lucky enough to travel up to Alaska, and because we have ties there, we have a following there. People know the words to the songs, they sing along, they dance, and it's always a little bit different, elevation of a party vibe up there. In the summertime especially, the sun doesn't go down, and I think if you're willing to travel to Alaska out of the state to play music, people come out in droves, and they are ready to throw down. So it's a pretty special place.
Yeah, playing in Alaska is amazing. I think that the hunger for live music is cranked up a couple notches more than you find a lot of other places. And some of that's due to proximity, but also you just feel like it's a group of people who really appreciate people, like he said, coming into the state, bringing entertainment. They're not afraid to dance. They're not afraid to party. And, honestly, there's some of my favorite shows up there in the dead of winter when we show up and it's been dark for 2 months straight and we put on a show at night and everybody gets that moment and you can feel the weight in the room. Just regardless, they're hardy people. We like going up there and seeing them.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk about with the van. Had the van now since roughly 2016. Got it with 175,000 miles on it. And the people that I bought it from thought that I was absolutely crazy. They were like, why are you trading your truck for this? And I was like, because you don't know what I'm going to do to this van. And it has been just an ongoing evolution, aside from like things falling apart and literally falling off of it, an evolution of creature comforts and how to make the van feel a little bit more like home every tour. And we're getting it dialed, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if there's a top 3 about the van that you probably need to know. Number 1, we have 4 or 5 plush friends on the dashboard, which is an important detail.
Very.
Should we go through the names right now?
Yes.
We got Choops. We've got Young Dolph. We've got the Duke with the Golden Duck. We've got Toofy Spoods and Floopy Boot. So there's all 5. And they sit on the dash. They just let people know about our crazy before we even pull in.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Other than that, like the Yeti holds ice for about 2 to 3 days, but like every 3rd or 4th gas trip, you need to go ahead and get a new bag. So once you guys take over, you need to go ahead and make sure you handle that. And then other than that, she's a seaworthy vessel, and that's all you need to know. Sometimes stuff falls. There's a lot of cool noises, but I'll tell you what, she hadn't failed us yet, bud.
Not
and
yet.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it's keep starting. Despite people, hey, you got to get a new van. And it's like, why? Why would we do that? This one runs. Yes.
Lord, I know, Lord, I know, Lord, I know. Lord, I know, Lord, I know, Lord, I know. I got ascending collections, so stuff that don't look the same. I got a million projections that trying to call out my name. Yeah, I'm the apple that's calling back up the family tree. I'm on the road to porch crying like I just got my knee. Who need love? I got happy, or maybe I went insane. It makes no matter, no difference. We go on down the same. So keep it moving, keep it moving. Come on, moving along. And keep it moving, keep it moving. Come on, moving along. Keep it moving, so keep it moving. Come on, moving along. He said, man, I know the truth. Ain't what you gonna do. Gonna do. I'm sick and tired of the judging about what's wrong and what's right. I see 10,000 raindrops in 1,000 headlights. You may see one way to do it, you may be a shot caller, but what matters the most for this life and now? What I stay ashamed of my blessings, man, 'cause one day I know God over my hands on strike. I got eyes to seek truth, white sneaks to seek out the lions. So keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving along, and keep it moving, keep it moving, keep on moving along, keep it moving, so keep it moving, keep on moving along. He said, man, I know the truth, ain't what you gonna do. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Keep it moving, yeah. He said, man, I don't know what else to do. You keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep on moving, keep on moving along. Keep it moving, so keep it moving, keep on moving along. He said, man, I know the truth. Ain't what you go, Lord, I know, Lord, I know, Lord, I know, I know. Lord, I know, Lord, I know, Lord, I know.
A lot of people don't understand that like 90% of the time or more, and musicians, if you're watching this, you get it, but it's like 90% of the time or more of this job is you spending a ton of time with your friends in confined spaces, whether it's a van or a hotel room or an Airbnb or a tent or a stranger's house. Like, that's a lot of the van and road trip stories are just that. How do you keep yourself entertained? What do you turn on the radio when you start to drive? Is it silence? Is it nothing? Is it a podcast? Do you just make up words to the songs that already exist or make up songs in general?
Or just sing Return to Innocence like 6 times in a row. That's fine too,
that,
dude.
Last summer we listened to a lot of Return to Innocence. The
Yeah, just let you finish.
That one. That was it.
If I had to give a response for like I said, there's no one story you can tell about the road. And if you've been out there, you understand it's just like the stimulus is always high. And so whether it be good or bad or whatever, you're in motion, you're doing stuff. And so I think you get these subtle moments of reprieve out there where it kind of sticks out, a stillness in this constant motion. And usually you're in a spot you've never been, and you will remember it for the rest of your life. And I think you just continue to collect those moments year after year, and eventually they're the treasures you get to keep off this. Everything else falls off like moss on a rolling stone. So, yeah, that's it.
Love to talk about the new EP. We're extremely proud of the way that it turned out, the collaborative efforts. It's just, we have been doing this for a while now, and we never had something that was us, that felt like us, that we could accurately give or sell at shows. And now we do. And that's probably, in my mind, the most exciting part of if this is having a product to be like, here it is, this is what we do, this is what you can expect, versus like, well, here's what's been done in the past, but imagine it with this. And so aside from that, the songs are very close to the chest and the heart. There's not a lot hiding within the lines. And just like listening back to it together, but in completely different states. It was like sending it to him in Seattle. I'm in Southwest Colorado. And he's like, hey, I put some solos down on these songs. Do you want to listen to it? And so we're listening together like on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever with headphones on. And the song Hotter Than the Sun, the solo hits. And about like 2 bars or measures into it, I'm like openly crying, but everything's muted and he's just staring at me crying. And I get done and I was like, yeah, man, I think you nailed it. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, I think that's the one. So those are the behind the scenes things that don't always get talked about with new albums, I would say. But yeah, in general, stoked about it. And it's positively electric in my opinion.
Good line there. I think my thoughts on the EP, kind of the experience that I had with it was from the get-go, I thought it was a really good collection of songs. Kind of heard the whole picture of it that he sent over to my side and just took the second to kind of try and distill what vision it was he had for each one, kind of in terms of the mood, and then come up with a tone and a part that kind of sang that same melody or carried that same energy and passing it back and forth. I'd never kind of been that deep with an individual in terms of collaborating on songs. It was a lot of fun, and I think it's just cool now to have something by the same 2 dudes that every time we show up, people are like, are you really going to make as much noise as you promise? And we finally have a record that can kind of show what is capable when 2 individuals kind of know their lane and stick to it and help to complement each other live. So I hope that record is a representation of that, because that was the goal.
Yeah, so the two stickers that have the dogs on them, one is Doug and one is Sawyer. And sadly, Doug made his final trip across the Rainbow Bridge this last December. But the sticker lives on, and so does he. He was an absolute legend, just one of those eternal pups. And Sawyer is he's amazing. He's the best of us. He has a tour name. He's been on tour with us in the past, and his tour name is Sergio.
Sergio.
If we have time, we could tell that story. So I'll start it off, and then you could hit it over the fence. All right, so we're in Tempe, Arizona, and Sergio is there, Sawyer at this time, and we're playing a show. We get done with the show, and so I hand Sawyer over to Harrison B, and I was like, hey, I got to use the restroom real quick. So I go to the restroom, I come back, and there's, classic situation. What's happening?
He's going to out me right now.
No way, not at all.
Well, let's just say, Sergio has a certain curb appeal, and let's just get down to it. Ladies love Serge, okay? And he was sitting there, and he was just giving the eyes, and it meant feed me, but like it doesn't translate like that because he's a dog. He's just got that sweetness about him. So Serge started a couple conversations. Let's just drop it right there. Yeah. And they came up, and they were like, what's his name? I said, Sawyer. And they're like, right on. It's nice to meet you, Sergio. And I was like, I'm not calling you anything else from now on, bud. You just earned your stripes. You're the Surge man out here now. Uh-huh. That's what it is.
And he's a great tour dog. He loves to sleep and do not much else. A little bit of just, being cantankerous activities, and that's about it. He's great.
He's a legend, truly.
The season's gonna change and so must I. A new part of the year and a part of me's die, and I don't mind. The city change is gonna come. Wait till you see me. like a summer setting sun. Never found so free in my life. Where to go from here? The choice is mine, and you can't take that away. This little change is gonna come. Lock me up and I'll get away, like a summer setting sun. All of my time here, I wouldn't say it's been wasted. Even though I may have been, you should have seen the dreams I was chasing. Well, everybody tells me I'm meant for greatness. Yeah, and I wanna believe it. Most times it's hard to see it. This little change is gonna come. My time here, I wouldn't say it's been wasted. Even though I may have been, you should have seen the dreams I was chasing. Everybody tells me I'm meant for greatness. Yeah, and I want to believe it. Most times it's hard to see it. This little change is gonna come. Yeah, this little change is gonna come. Yeah, this little change is gonna come. Yeah, this little change is gonna come.